Hello, my name is Anjani, and today I'm talking about polarity and things that we consider to be in opposition to each other. So, the topic is very broad because I really think that everything has a pole. There's a polarity between everything. And the topic that has really been on the tip of my tongue since the whole Me Too and I have hashtag Me Too I have is come up has been that of desire for connection with what we feel like we don't have. So, for all of us, when we were inside of our mother, before we had a gender, we were all, genderless, but all of the material for creating your gender was exactly the same. Some research says that we were all female. What it looks like to me when I can take just the broadest symbolic picture is that it was the material for sexuality, for procreation. All the material was there, and then it either energy pulled downward and created this outward projection, which drew those. What I'm doing this is like it's ovaries in a woman that go up, and it's testicles in a man that go down. The clitoris on a woman, it stays up, and then it's the same thing that goes down and becomes a male. And I even saw the womb in a woman. It's that sac that fits up just right between where those eggs, the ovaries are going to be. Then in a man, it looked like it was the prostate. The prostate is a place, a sac that produces a nurturing fluid that protects sperm, which is the coding, the seed for future life. So that, men also, I always feel that a man have womb, a man has a womb also. And this is what what's coming through is that that's there. And overall, without getting into so much details about the anatomy, it's that we are all born of the same things, made from the same stuff. And just because your energy went downward and gave you this outward projection, or if it went up and in and gave you this inward, they're both beautiful and exquisite, males and females. But that polarity between whether you went down or you went up, that polarity between is what I really super passionate about working on, because this is where we have the desire to connect with each other. It's such a strong desire. It's like a magnet that pulls together, repels. It's pure magic, the way that the desire between the sexes happens. And so whenever we can look at the whole picture of feminine, masculine, and the polarity of gender, the first thing that comes up is number one, that we have been extremely disenfranchised from sexuality and from energy and from intensity and passion. All of those things have been basically taken away from us by churches, religion, parents, schools, the elders, the people in charge, making sure that we don't have access to that energy, because that energy is so potent. That's what creates life. And also, when you're able to realize that you have that whole polarity within your body, that you can ignite your own force field, can create magnetism within your own body, because you are whole and complete. You don't need that external male or female to complete you. By nature, you are the yin and the yang together. You're already whole. And we don't know how to work with this energy, so we just psychologically have been sort of brainwashed into believing that for men, that he needs that beautiful wife who is gonna be at home, cook his food, take care of his kids. And I'm being super general. I know it's changed and it's changing, and that's not what's coded into the boys' minds anymore. So much, maybe. But that they need that, and obviously they need that beautiful woman to have sex with for some reason. That's important, and go get it no matter what. That's what you need. And then for women, it's that, I need a man to protect me, to make money, to support me and my kids, to feed us, to, all of that storyline. And I just got to do whatever possible to get him and keep him. A lot of clients who I work with who are older, in their 50s and 60s, tell me that it's news to me, but you will learn so much through talking to your elders. And I've heard them say that when they went to college, the whole purpose of going to college was to meet a husband. And one of the ladies that I work with, and I love her, she said that when she finished college, the boy that she had been dating, and, that was her boyfriend, she knew she wasn't going to marry him. So when she graduated, she was crying, devastated, like, oh my God, I just went to college and like wasted 4 years of my life for nothing, because now I still don't have a husband. She didn't succeed in meeting that person. So this is something that's ingrained in us through our lineage, through our DNA, through our, because it is something that has been, women do this certain thing and men do this certain thing. And women, you need this guy to protect you and take care of you and house you and support you and feed you, and for protection overall. And men, you need her because she's the one who's going to clean your house, be soft and sweet and loving and kind, and give you a nice warm place to sleep every night and take care of your kids and all of that. So it's obvious why we are so desperately drawn to connecting with that on the outside. Nobody has ever, to me anyway, nobody has ever told me, oh, actually, that's not true. Actually, you can feed yourself. You can protect yourself. You can make your own home. You can, all these things that that I have had sort of just assumed because that's the way it's been for everybody else, sort of taking that on as a programmed belief system. And then, there's not been a like, oh, hey, you actually don't need, and the way it's showing up right now is that men, it's not about a need. It's like more of a novelty to have this beautiful woman around that you can sleep with, because he technically doesn't need, because he can make his own money and he can support and house himself. But the woman really needs him, and he really only needs her for sex and, because she's soft and she looks pretty. But he can rotate easily, and women are, sort of have this deep desperation to have that male protection. So this is like, I'm speaking from like raw, programmy, nothing. This is not things that I believe. It's just a programmed sort of mentality that I see or feel like we have. And that's, none of it's true. None of it's true. It's just been something that was true because that's what it was for certain people at different times in life, for whatever reason they had. Obviously now women are the breadwinners of the family. A lot of men stay home and take care of the kids, and the women have the careers. This is like, new time, but that information is still coded in us in some sort of a way. So the point of what I've been doing with a lot of my astrology work and a lot of my writing has been seeing things as a polarity. And when we look at the polarity of gender, being able to see that pole, create a bridge between them. And this is like within yourself, creating this bridge within yourself of the polarity of gender. And Obviously, if you're a female, you're a female. There is no way to be a little bit of a male. There's no way to, grow a man. You're a female. Males, of course, okay, if somebody's watching this, that yes, you could have a surgery and you could change that. But I'm speaking more to people who want to be fully embodied of their divine feminine and their divine masculine. We know that the feminine contains the masculine and the masculine contains the feminine. So if you want to be fully embodied of that within yourself, you want to ask yourself some certain questions. Number one, you want to know, what is it that I'm attracted to? What gives me that desire to connect with the opposite, or with whatever, it might not be opposite, but with the other. And the desire will, what is it that pulls you toward that other? Will give you a clue about your inner other. The part of you that is the yin to your yang, or the yang to your yin, that desire. So asking yourself that, what draws me toward that other person? And not just draws you toward it, because a lot of people I can hear would be like, oh, well, it's attraction. It's just they're good looking, or they, for me, it's like, oh, he's so smart. I love that. I love intelligence. So that might be the thing that draws me toward that. But what will keep the magnetics going, So write that out, write all that out, and connect with that energy within yourself, because whatever it is that gives you that pull, it is yours. It is within you. And being able to work at that level will help us to stop reaching and grabbing for the other person, that we can fulfill that within ourselves. I recently met somebody, but not really, just like met their information, and was like, oh my God, I love this. And it just took me a second to be like, oh, wait a minute. That's because I'm intelligent, and that intelligence is me. And I'm so attracted to that I'm able to just like spin in that feeling of bliss, of desire and attraction. And what it really does is fill me up. It makes me feel more full, and still having that interaction. What happens is that I'm able to realize that those feelings are coming from me. So then I'm no longer projecting it onto that other person, and I'm here and I'm enjoying myself, and I'm happy, and I'm experiencing pleasure without needing the other, whatever that other thing was. It could be food. It could be, doing something, taking a bath, or of course I still like to take baths, and there's still certain things I like to eat, and there's still certain people I love to engage with. But the energy behind that came from me. It originated here, and it's in here, and I can contact that within myself without having to jump out and get it. So I call this running energy through my body. Running sexual energy through my body, and for myself, not at somebody. So when I now use the word sexual energy, I say that because to me, all energy is sexual, because there is a positive and a negative, and there's a charge. There is that polarity that creates magnetic fields. So using the word sexual energy, I know people's ears perk up and they're like, wait, what? But I don't necessarily mean boy, girl, or kissing and hugging, and I don't necessarily mean that. What I'm talking about right now is the magnetics within your own body that creates this beautiful radiant field around you, that it's attractive. It draws people towards you, and it also just feels good to be full of your own field that you're creating for yourself, and not having to be directing it or throwing it out towards somebody else. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please check the like, follow my channel. I really, really love interacting with people. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them, and I will answer you back. And I look forward to connecting with you soon.